Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
What the fuck is this?
I changed that phrase a little bit. If you see me coming, maybe I'm sort of going.
What does that mean?
It is my esteemed.
Oh, he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Yeah. Okay.
That you are the newest inductee.
Okay. That is awesome. Oh, wow. Being inducted. That's amazing. That man said you got me good. I'm gonna tell you, say shit. I ain't coming back in this ring to be bouncing off the back of this damn mat. Right. I'm not doing that. But I induct your ass out there. I'll bring you into this Hall of Fame, baby. Girl. Okay. AJ Styles is officially being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I hate when they do this. It always makes me cry when they do that. So he's very excited, obviously, but he's also even more excited to actually be there for his kids, which I'm happy about because the superstars don't get enough credit for everything that they have to do in terms of being there for us to see and watch on TV every week. It's a hard job when you have a family and you are trying to keep that family together. So y'all have to kind of give them a break when they decide they want to leave or they want to take a break and or they just want time to themselves. I think they've earned that to be able to have that. But with that being said, the tribute for AJ Styles was very sweet. The show started off a little rocky though. Let's get into it. Gunther showed up on the show. Tomato. I'm gonna be honest, I just muted it. I just muted it because they started off like they were gonna do the tribute throughout the night, which they low-key did. I wish they would have just been like, we're gonna do his tribute at the end of the night, which to me would have just been a better thing. This making the tribute be a part of the storyline to me was doing too much. I also think that Gunther could have came out there at the beginning of the show knowing they were going to do a tribute later on in the night without having to do all of the rigmarole that they did with Michael and Corey coming out there and doing all of that. They didn't have to do that. So anyways, let's get back into the show. They escorted Gunther out, and not before he got mollywopped by Dragon Lee. Okay, Dragon Lee whooped Gunther's ass so much he came out his shoes. Goddamn, came out his shoes. Goddamn. Okay, Dragon Lee was not playing with Gunther. Okay, Dragon Lee said, "If you want to be on some bullshit, let's be on some bullshit." And they was on some bullshit. So we saw it all. Now, let's go to all the announcements that we saw today, okay? Because it was a lot. And I was trying to understand, like, is we at a school assembly or something? Because what the fuck is going on? But let me tell y'all something about y'all favorite Liv Morgan that some of y'all are so weird. I want y'all to understand that Liv Morgan is very easily to read. I don't understand why it's hard for some of y'all to understand that girl. Her crying last week, that was manipulation. Textbook manipulation. Okay. Textbook manipulation. Her crying last week was only to get the sympathy to take y'all off of the scent. More specifically, to take Stephanie off of the scent. Okay. It had nothing to do with her possibly picking Jade Cargill. She was never going to pick Jade. Never. Let me reiterate. She was never going to pick Jade. The pick was always going to be Stephanie. Always. Okay? It was always going to be Stephanie. Now, you know damn well, if I was talking to you, I would have said you. I don't know why you in the comments acting like this. You know I would have said you. I'd be like, and Don included. But if the shoe don't fit, then don't worry about it. But if you Cinderella, that's your business, not mine. Okay? But you know damn well Liv Morgan is a master manipulator, but she only a master to those who can't see through her bullshit. I saw Liv Morgan coming a long time ago. The only reason why that hoe started crying was so y'all could have sympathy for her, so it would look like she's just, she's so understanding of and sympathetic. She don't give a fuck about none of that. Okay, that bitch don't care about none of that shit. And what Stephanie said was true. All she cared about is herself. Absolute facts. You're 1,000% correct. And she made that very clear. But Stephanie also clocked her tea a little bit. Because she was like, your ass is always hiding behind this little half a piece of man you got. So you could get everything that you want. Okay? And I was like, child, that was something your ass needed to hear. It was no reason for you to start crying. I don't know what the fuck you was crying for. Girl. Anyways, then this week, he said, I heard everything she said. And I ain't speaking legal Spanish. She cussed her ass out all up and down and through. You understand? Yeah, man. AJ leaving, baby. And to be honest, I'm glad because he got a whole family. He got 4 kids. His wife don't never beg him to do anything other than what he's always done, which is wrestle. And I love that for him. But it's time for him to go home. He got another little girl there. He got also a younger son, and they all need him. So I'm glad he's able to retire with his health and he's able to be functional. He's cognitive because not all of the wrestlers get to have that privilege. And I like the fact that the wrestlers of our era are able to retire with dignity and do it on their own time without having to retire because it's forced. You know what I mean? That's what I'm happy about. I want him to go home, put them khakis on so he can be at that father-daughter dance with that little baby. Okay? Because that broke my heart. Okay? She said that's because Stephanie got a real man at home and do. And do. But from what I hear, so do Liv Morgan. But that you didn't hear nothing from me. Okay? I'm not saying nothing. I'm gonna mind my motherfucking business. Okay? She said that nigga be building shit. And do. Retired, able-bodied is what I want for most of them. And that's absolute facts. Women included. Everybody. Okay? But let's talk about Liv. She did this long diatribe shit, dragging it out, making it seem like she was so remorseful and so sad and so reflective. And I was like, I know a damn snake when I see one, and bitch, you are not fooling nobody but yourself. And as soon as she turned to Jade, I was like, oh, you picking Stephanie. Stephanie should have ducked, but she took that damn mic stab in her forehead real hard. And that was it, baby. Stephanie got beat up. Jade Cargill was like, all right, bitch, and walked her ass up out of there. And now she got to wait for her opponent at Elimination Chamber. Now, listen, if y'all listen to the podcast with me, Nicole, and Alexis, then y'all know that we agreed as a collective, which is very hard for us to do. Because oftentimes we are on the opposite sides of the spectrum, even though I love my girlies, okay? But we agreed as a collective that Raquel Rodriguez should be the one to win the Elimination Chamber, specifically to cause discourse in the Judgment Day and in this entire situation. Okay? Now, they didn't do it the way I wanted them to do it, but it is what it is. Okay? However, given what we know now, if Raquel doesn't win Chamber, this still could lead to the discourse and breakup of the Judgment Day. Later on in the night, we saw Dom and them sitting back there. And of course, Liv Morgan was like, girl, you got Kyrie, you got EO, you good? She was like, of course, it's Kyrie and EO. Girl, listen, this is a cakewalk. This is easy. It was not. But anyways, she was like, don't worry about it. I got it. I got it. And of course, Finn was over there talking to JD, big-headed ass, and was like, JD was like, listen, you my fam, you my brother. And last week, I got a little, she still can win Chamber. She still can win Chamber. It just wasn't the way that I would have envisioned it happening. But I don't mind her winning the Chamber either way. I really don't. So Living in was back there chilling and stuff, and then Finn and JD McDonough is talking. JD tells Finn, he says, look, last week we got into it a little bit. Yo, you my bro, you know I love you, I appreciate you. I'm just trying to understand where you are because we're supposed to be in this together, and it just seems like, you pretty much doing things on your own. And I just want to know where you at. And Finn is like, listen, it's no shade to y'all. Judgment Day, y'all my family, you my bro. We brothers fight. You know what I'm saying? So we cool. I just want you to know that we need to do this. I need to do this by myself. I really need to prove that I can handle shit on my own. And then Dom punk ass walk up and Dom go, yeah, 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 all that cool, that kumbaya bitch, whatever. Where the fuck was y'all antennas last week? And what the fuck is going on? Like, you may not want the help of the Judgment Day, but bitch, I do. I like keeping my shit. Okay. I don't want to walk around here titleless. I like having my title, and I like my homeboys having my back because I got an extra added padded cushion when I decide to defend my championships. So is y'all gonna be by my side when I defend my title against Penner or no? Because, like I said, you may not want no damn help, but bitch, I don't mind it. In fact, I welcome it. Phil was like, Dominic, let me be clear. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. He said, you are a double champion. Yet you want to run behind us and make sure that you got backup? Backup for what? He was like, look, I'm doing my shit on my own because I know that I can. Maybe you should think about doing the same. I mean, after all, you are a double champion. Ugh. He was like, I need you to grow the fuck up. That's what I need you to do. And he walked his ass up out of there. And I was like, oh, somebody need to tell him. Because he told him straight up. He was like, when you went down and JD McDonough went down, I did what I had to. I was out here by myself. I didn't ask for no help. I didn't beg for nobody from Judgment Day to come out there and save me. I did what I had to do. But you want to come out here and complain? He was like, you could do it on your own, right? You're the double champ. And if you can't, you need to get your cojones together and grow the fuck up. And I was like, period, Finn. Periana. Periana. Mm-hmm. AJ Styles is coming to WWE ring in 1 hour. For what? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, babe. I think you're a little bit behind, sweetheart. You're a little behind. Lana was lonely over there. Now, where was all this talk when Damien wanted to do it on his? Mm, mm. Very good question, Lady Gates. Very good question. The difference is it's not Damien, it's Finn Balor. That's the difference. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Louise. Hello, hello, hello. Listen. So we're gonna move on. It was a lot of conversation and a lot less matches. It was more conversation. Brock Lesnar came out there. Let's get him out the way first before we get to CM Punk. Brock Lesnar bitch ass came out there and basically issued the open challenge for WrestleMania. Now, if I was petty enough, I would be campaigning backstage for nobody to answer this open challenge so his ass does not go to motherfucking Mania. That's just me. But I'm pretty sure that this is happening because WWE ticket sales are in the toilets. Girl. But anyways, child. What is going on? Have y'all been kicked out? What is happening? Hey, what is going on in these comments? Are y'all being kicked out of the chat? What is going on? So, anyways, that's enough for Lego Goro. We don't want our TV screens to be too much bombarded by his ass. Anyways, hold on. Let me get my. Oh shit. Let me get my stuff plugged up. Child, I can't see. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to get my stuff plugged up. But anyways, CM Punk came out there and was talking to. He didn't really say nothing if I'm being fair. All he was talking about was how he ain't got to worry about what ifs because he's already done the what ifs. Roman Reigns ain't there per the usual, and he's always on the grind while Roman Reigns is at home. If you notice, a lot of Roman Reigns' opponents use that as their biggest trope and dig to him is that he's never there. I love y'all down for that, but I need y'all to find something else with Roman that y'all can focus on. And to be honest with you, and as much as I love my Roman, and I've been down with you like 4 flats on a Cadillac since the beginning of time, honey, there are other things that you can harp on Roman about. There are other things, okay? Not the GP don't care about Brock no more, and don't, as they shouldn't. I just want y'all to come up with something else. I want y'all to be a little bit more creative about what y'all talk about. Like, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful to Roman or to CM Punk, but CM Punk, I expect more out of you because, baby, listen, you supposed to be the GOAT of cutting promos and getting at people. You're supposed to be able to get under people's skin and get them together. And for the most part, you've been able to do that. But when it comes to Roman, you seem to go for the easiest low-hanging fruit, which is his attendance. And to me, there are other things that you can dig at Roman about. There are other things. Nicole said his teeth. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough, babes. Well, happy birthday to you, Nick. Happy birthday. Does that help? Does that help you? I hope that helped. Happy birthday, man. I hope you have a good birthday. He'll be in Indianapolis next week. Who will be in Indianapolis next week? Brock? Not his teeth, girl, Nicole Waller. Why do he keep having all these kids like he live in his 40s? Bitch, that's another. I'm just saying he got a lot going. How he always be little brother to Seth, and that's why his spirit is unsettled. Ooh, Nicole is out here reading people for filth. I didn't say what Nicole saying, but CM Punk, listen, she might have you on this one. Okay, she might have you. His thought reaction timing. You know what, Don? I never thought about that. But you low key kind of right. Mm, I thought about that. Roman will be in Indianapolis next week. So after Chamber, he will be in Indianapolis. Okay. Ain't nobody clocking his T. Ain't nobody clocking his T. And he's still third in the group. Now, wait a minute. Wait, Donna, I don't think so. Moxley is third in the group. Moxley definitely third in the group. Definitely. He always be taking too long for me. And he do. You ain't lying. Him and Becky have the most clockable shit, but people look right past it. Becky easy to read. I don't know why people don't be reading Becky, but Becky easy to read. Becky put all her tea in her book. I would spill her shit so motherfucking quick. So quick. I gotta finish doing them videos for y'all. I'm gonna finish them this week. Cause I only got I don't even have no more of the book left. I just gotta do the rest of the book review. So we're gonna do that. I finished that this week. Plus, I still have to upload Reading and Chill, which that is coming. My husband's birthday was last weekend, and I just lost track of time. So I'll make sure I get that done. And Reading and Chill will go up probably on Thursday. That way, y'all have time to absorb it. And then y'all have another Reading and Chill on Saturday. Well, actually, Sunday coming. That's going to be pre-recorded as well. So it'll be about an hour. I'll give y'all an hour of Reading and Chill for both videos. So don't stress. It's coming. And the next part of this book is actually really interesting. So we gonna keep it going until we finish the whole book. Moxley is definitely third. why he was the chosen one that was booed at the hall, booed out of all within the 3 years of his debut. But that actually is on WWE. That ain't on Roman. If we're talking Shield as a whole, Roman is number 3. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can agree with that. If we just talking about the Shield in general, just the Shield and not their work in general as a collective, then okay, I'll give you that one. But if we're talking about them as a group, their entire careers as a group, Roman definitely ain't number 3. Definitely ain't. It's easy to read Crossfire. It very much is. It very much is. The way he pronounces cockroach, Jesus. I clocked that weird ass photo shoot he did for like Vanity Fair or whatever. Ooh, my God, today. Yes, I'm talking about them as a group. Okay, just the group as the group before they became their individuals. Well, even then, when they separated, Roman still was third out the pack. But out of all 3 of them, Roman was able to push himself up to be the star. Roman is the guy everybody recognizes. If they don't recognize him, they always asking who he is and where we can see him. I'm just saying, they'll say that about Moxley and Seth. And I love them down, but they don't say that about them. They don't. And the Giant Spears Pro Wrestling, Seth is number 3. Okay, I see where we at. You and I on the same page. Y'all thinking about the Shield as a group from start to end, and then you're going individually as careers and just as personas, just as wrestlers in general. Overall, that's true. I agree. So we are on the same page. I see what y'all saying. On that note, I do agree what you're saying. Now, they did have matches on the card for Monday Night Raw. This match right here. Look. Oh. Oh, she said Seth is always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Wow. But he do play a little game of chess now. I will say that. I think Seth is smarter than what people give credit for. And I did tell y'all that in my analysis of him. Because while Seth Rollins probably wants to be on that Mount Rushmore of wrestling for everybody, and that may or may not be the case for him, he's already solidified himself into another another role in another space in sports commentary, which I thought was incredibly smart because he could transition very smoothly from wrestling to that, and he could make quite a bit of money doing it, especially if he do podcasting instead of going on like ESPN and shit. Oh, competing with Pat McAfee, it would be tea, and he can do it. We've seen what he's capable of, and he's highly knowledgeable of the sport he talks about. And if he isn't, he can learn it. So I don't know. I kind of fuck with Seth on the mental aspect of what he be doing and how he move. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with Nicole. I do agree. She said that's why I clown that lady. Listen to me. I don't know what they thought they was doing with this. But this did not show Natalya as no brutalizer in any way, shape, or form to me. What this showed was that Natalya got Maxine off of her, pushed her into the ring post. Maxine got knocked out, and Natalya continued to try to attack her while she was knocked out. You attacking a wounded animal does not make you even more brutal because you're attacking a wounded animal. Said animal cannot defend themselves. So what I'm saying in this instance, I don't see her any more dangerous than she was when she started walking down to the ring. Let me explain it to you in layman's terms. So when you think about somebody who can be brutal in the ring and can be devastating, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, even Raquel Rodriguez, if they let her have her mean streak the way she used to in NXT. Somebody who could be brutal in the ring, but we haven't been able to see that side of them yet. Bianca Belair. The reality of the situation is, and Rhea Ripley, include her too. The reality of the situation is Natalia's trying to sell wolf tickets, and them wolf tickets ain't being bought. At least not by me. I don't see it. I don't care how you change your name. I don't care how you walk down to the ring with your head down so your eyes look mean. I don't care how many motherfucking tattoos you get inside your lip, how many mouth guards you buy. I don't care how much back to the basics you get. If what you're selling does not show in the ring and in personality, I'm not buying it. You're not selling it hard enough. You're not giving it enough. And I'm sorry, but you could be the boat. I ain't got no problem with you being the boat. I ain't got no problem with you being Natalia or Natty. But this shit right here was weak sauce. It wasn't a fun match to watch after Natalia knocked her out, which it looked like it was a complete and utter accident. If Natalia had threw her into the ring post and Maxine was out, that'd be different. But it just looked like it was an accident. So in my humble opinion, I'm just not here for it. I don't see it. I don't believe it. Now, some of y'all may like it. Y'all may enjoy it. I don't have no issues with that. I'm not going to yuck your yum. You live your life how you want to. But me, I'm going to skip it because Natalia doesn't give me nothing. Not in this regard. Girl, it was rough. Now, Maxine tried to make the best of the match, honestly. But Natalia, of course, was trying to strong arm Maxine, and Maxine was able to fight her off, but it it's not worth the time that you putting into it for us to watch it. Now there was another match on the card that was not announced for the show itself. Javon Evans went up against Kofi Kingston, which this was actually a low-key banger. Like, a lot of people compare Javon to Kofi Kingston. To be fair, I never compared Javon to Kofi because I don't see them in the same class of wrestler. And I know a lot of people do, but I don't. Um, they both are high flyer combo style wrestlers, which works. Obviously, they're both African American, but that's not what I see when I see Javon, and that's not what I don't focus on that in terms of comparing the black wrestlers to each other. I just don't. Um, but I was glad to see a match between the two of them because it was fun. Like Kofi ain't his normal self in this match, which I wish he would have went balls to the wall against Javon because that would have been a little bit more fun. And because he's on this heel thing, he's doing like the dastardly heel villain type of arc, which is fine. I still think that you can do that and still not go half-assed in the match, and that's kind of what Kofi gave. But it wasn't too bad to the point where the match was terrible. It was a decent match between the two men. I enjoyed it, and I hope that we can revisit them fighting again, and that next time they'll up the ante in that match, and it'll be even more fun to watch. There were a lot of celebrities in the audience because it was Atlanta, okay, and because the celebrities were there, Offset was there, okay. Offset's song is the official song for the Elimination Chamber match. And Offset came out with Javon Evans. And I know for Javon, that probably was a fun time. But me personally, didn't do anything for me. I'm not a big Offset fan. He's got about one or two songs on his last album that I like. And my husband said that his current song, that is actually the Elimination Chamber um, theme song, is actually a low key banger. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I just don't fuck with Offset like that. So a lot of his music, I just don't really listen to. But with that being said, he was there, interfered, got Grayson Waller out of the match, and Javon Evans was able to hit his OG cutter and get rid of Kofi Kingston. Meanwhile, Xavier is injured again. Not quite sure. His injury is on his arm, I guess, because his arm is in a sling, so he's going to be out of action. I don't know. The way Kofi ass ran up the ramp to avoid getting jumped on by Javon had me weak. Child. Child. Now, earlier in the night, when we had that, we thought we were gonna get the first part of the tribute, or at least the tribute going. We ended up getting the Vision. The Vision decided to come out, interrupt Cody Rhodes, who came out seemingly getting ready to talk about AJ Styles because he's an Atlanta boy, you know. But of course, that didn't happen because Logan Paul and bum ass Austin Theory was out there talking cash shit about Atlanta. He talking about how he's embarrassed to be from Atlanta and how he can't believe they would disrespect the great Paul Heyman. And it's like, boy, get some bass in your voice, Austin. Like, I need you to stop phoning in your character work. You robotic when you talk too. It sounds like when you, Natalia, sometimes Jade Cargill, and I love Jade Cargill, but sometimes she's robotic when she talks too. I need y'all to be a little bit more fluid when you speak because it makes me believe what you're saying when you got a little bit more, you ain't really trying to rhyme and sing song all the time. It's always like the da 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 da. That's the sound. It's like a certain melody or harmony you got to keep going. Austin Theories is very mellow and monotone. He has no inflection in his voice to suggest danger. Think about what I'm saying. When you hear Bronson Reed talk and you're looking at his face, he's menacing, but it also is in the sound of his voice. Sometimes Bronson Reed is a little low. Other times he emotes. His face gets very wide. Eyes are very bright. He's yelling at you. He's in your face. He can be scary and menacing with just being as quiet as a mouse, but he can also be menacing when he's loud. Austin Theory doesn't have the ability to do that. Neither does Jay Cargill and neither does Natalia. They all have issues with that. And I find that to be odd. If you're going to be out here and really showcasing what you're capable of, you have to be able to truly embody what you're selling. And I don't believe what they're selling. Austin Theory, you need to work on that. I don't know what you got to do, but Rhea Ripley went to acting classes. You needed to do the same. If you got time, like between the week, especially now with Elimination Chamber, your ass isn't in the chamber. You need to be going to acting classes, bitch. You need to be taking some courses. They do it online now. You have no fucking excuse. Okay? All the money y'all being paid and y'all can't do simple shit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right. Like I can't. Child boom. He came out there, didn't really say anything. Never got the chance to say nothing because the Vision interrupted. So basically, what they said was they was ready to have a fight right then and there. So Jay Uso came out with his brother, and then El Grande Americano, the original, came out there. Now I will say this match was actually fire. I like this match. Bronson Reed actually ended up injuring himself. I think they said it's a torn bicep, AJ. It's a torn bicep for Bronson Reed. It happened when he was pulling Chad Gable off of Jay Uso for the pin, and he tore his bicep. He ended up going out the ring and laying on the ground, and that was the signal for the doctor to come out and see. And he realized that it was torn and he was in grave pain, and they ended up walking him out of there. And the match ended up getting finished by Jay Uso and El Grande Americano. Now, to be honest, I don't know who originally was supposed to win this match. I want to say it was Bronson Reed who was supposed to win. But because the Bronson ended up getting taken out midway through, they had to pivot. So Jay Uso is now in the chamber. He has earned the right to go to chamber, which is shocking to me because I didn't think that he was going to go. I literally was like, yeah, Bronson Reed's going to be in it. There are no big men in this chamber unless you count Randy Orton as a big guy. And I don't. There are no big men in this chamber. None. And the Vision has two injured parties. Their two biggest stars are gone. The only people that are left is what? Logan Paul and Austin Theory now? That's it. And then you got formerly Seth was the part of the Vision. He's injured. That group is cursed. Every single one of them ends up getting injured at a pivotal time for the group. I'm telling y'all, God don't like ugly. Don't play with him like that. Don't play with him like that. I'm joking. It's a bad joke, but I'm joking. Okay, I'm not saying that to be rude. Don't take me seriously. Okay, my bad. Y'all know I love it, and I hate when the people get injured. Okay, so don't take it seriously. I don't mean it like that. I was talking about kayfabe. Anyway, so the other qualifier match was Elimination Chamber qualifying match between the three girlies. This match was okay as well. Raquel Rodriguez was able to sneak in and steal the win. Io was about to pick up the win, but of course, Kairi Sane decided that she wanted it. And this led to Raquel being able to recover from, being taken out by Io originally. She was able to recover, and Raquel was able to pick up the W, and she is going into Chamber. So right now, which I'll get the updated graphics later. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. So right now the chamber is set. Okay. Kiana's ass is in chamber, and so is Raquel Rodriguez. So we got fuck ass Kiana, Oscar, Raquel, Alexa, Rhea, and Tiffany. I can tell you right now, I don't want 4 of these bitches to win this damn chamber match. Oscar, Tiffany, you know what? I don't mind Alexa winning. I don't. I don't mind Alexa winning. Alexa ain't been champion in years. So I say 3. I don't want Oscar to win because Oscar's already been champion multiple times over, and I don't need to see Oscar as champion. Rhea Ripley don't need to win because you can save that for a later opportunity like SummerSlam. And I definitely don't want Tiffany Stratton's ass going back to Mania again because that's not something that I want to see. Fuck that hoe. Now you give it the fuck ass Kiana. I might root for that because I'm interested in seeing where Kiana goes, where she not being flanking on somebody's side. I really want to see what she gonna do because I feel like, and y'all know I don't even like fuck ass Kiana. Y'all know I don't like that bitch. But if you make Kiana be similar to what Paul Heyman is, but in wrestling form, allow her to manipulate the system and maneuver as a champion in that capacity, that might actually work. And it would make people desperate for someone to take the title off of her. It would make it more interesting while she's champion. She don't need nobody to advocate for her. She already got all the advocation on her own because she knows the ins and outs. Let her be what Paul Heyman would be in the women's division. Just make it so that she's a bit more manipulative and giving Nick Aldis all types of hell because she knows all of the boundaries, all the contract clauses. The bitch got it all. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And she can have an assistant. Let her have a little assistant on the side that do her dirty work for her. But fuck ass Kiana need to be that type of champion. That's the type of champion that I would love to be hating on. I would love it. I would love to hate on it. I'd be like, ugh, I can't stand that rancid ass bitch. I can't stand it. Okay? But they gotta want to do something different. And we're gonna talk about what they need to do different on Wednesday because ticket sales are abysmal and they put them on 25% off and niggas is not buying. It's sad. Now for the menzies, the Menzies chamber has been completed as well. Jay Uso was added as the 6th member, and then you also have who is number Trick Williams. He earned his slot on last Friday. So you have Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Jay Uso, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight, who have all earned their slot in the Elimination Chamber. This chamber is quite a mixed bag, but it's going to be very interesting because Javon Evans is going to be your wild card, but Randy Orton could be the deciding factor. Now, from what I hear, rumor has it that Mania is not just going to be solid with it just being Rhodes versus McIntyre. Oh, nay. They say that Cody Rhodes may end up in a fatal 4-way with his brother Randy Orton and his biggest object of Fatu along with Drew McIntyre, because McIntyre keeps creating more problems for himself, constantly involving himself in people's matches. And really, it has nothing to do with him. Like last Friday, Randy Orton was facing off against Aleister Black. And he decided to attack Randy in the match, which cost him the match and gave Aleister the W. Completely wild decision to do. Stupidest thing you could have done, because what are you doing? Randy was not even on, you were not even on Randy's radar because he had to get to Chamber. So you attacking him didn't do anything but antagonize the situation. So we're stuck in this hell of whether Drew McIntyre is going to have 3 adversaries at Mania, which, given the fact that the ticket sales are abysmal, I bet money that he will. Bet money that he will. Okay. Now, the other matches for Elimination Chamber are very simple. I'm sure the women's chamber is going to go first. Then they'll put these 2 in the middle, and then they'll have the men's at the end. Becky had cut a promo today. Don't give a damn. Being honest with you, it's no shade to Becky, but girl, I'm tired of you too. Sick of it. Find something else for them to do, please. Becky holding this title hostage is weird to me. I don't understand why she has it or what she needed it for. It didn't need to be elevated. All she had to do was just let them girls fight over that title, and then maybe later on down the line, once the title got more established, she can come in there and try to go after it. But she just had to be champion. So there you go. Becky's champ, and AJ Lee probably gonna take that title off of her. If she don't, it will happen at WrestleMania. Fine. What the fuck ever. I don't care. Then we have Finn Balor facing off against CM Punk. CM Punk seems very confident that he is not going to lose this championship, and he is ready to roll. Now, this is going to be an interesting thing because Finn Balor seems to be slowly transitioning back into his old self, right? It's a very slow change, but it seems to be happening. Now, this loss that he may suffer at Elimination Chamber could be the final nail in the coffin to get him away from Judgment Day and turn him back into the Balor that we all know and love, okay? Now, I don't know how that's going to work out or what they're going to do, but I'll be glad when they do it, because if Penta doesn't beat Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, I'm going to say this, and y'all can be mad at me if you want to. I wouldn't mind if Finn Balor was the one to take that title off of Dom at WrestleMania, roll with that title for a little bit, drop it, and then go back after that World Heavyweight Championship. That's all I'm saying. I'm putting it out in the atmosphere. Y'all may not like it. I don't care. I don't care. It's happening. All right. So the last thing was the men's chamber, and we got a lot going on in the men's chamber, like I said. Irregardless of who wins, more than likely it will be between Cody and Randall as to who will win this chamber. Okay. Now, if I were them, I would knock Cody out from winning the chamber. And that's no shade to Cody. Y'all know I love my American Nightmare. Okay. I love him down. But I need for this story to shake. I need for them to do something different. I need for them to create some fucking chaos so we can start getting invested in this. I need for Cody to lose, and I need for Randall to win. Or if you're gonna be petty and knock both of them out and give it to LA Knight, that shifts the entire storyline for Drew McIntyre, and it makes him prepare for a completely and totally different opponent. Okay. However, stick with the opponents that would make the best story. Currently, right now, you've got 5 stories going with Drew McIntyre. You've got Randy, Cody, and Jacob Fatu. Okay, that's enough going right there. You don't need anything else. Stay with that. Let one of them be the winners. Preferably let it be Randall. And then as the story progresses, Nick Aldis can either shift and change to add Jacob Fatu and add Cody Rhodes to this match to make it the fatal 4-way. Now, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. But from what I hear on the streets say that Randy was the one that attacked Jacob. And that Randy been playing Snake Boy this whole time. He been a Viper all in the whole time he been a Viper. Now, to me, it don't make sense, but you can make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? You can weave that in together so it all run together. You feel me? But that's what the streets say. I'm only telling y'all what the streets say. Okay, I ain't telling you, you know. I ain't telling you that's what it is. I'm just telling you what the streets has said. Now, as I said earlier in the show, AJ Styles has officially retired. He put his gloves and jacket down in the ring, and then Undertaker came out there and told him that he is going to be the second inductee in the 2026 class of the Hall of Fame. Now, I thought they were going to induct John in here, but something tells me that John Cena knew that AJ Styles was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So he decided to not be inducted at the same time that AJ Styles was inducted. Y'all know John Cena prides himself on being a selfless human being. So I'm assuming that that's what happened. I'm assuming that. You know, he's a corporate boy. Okay, Naomi did it. Not Naomi did it. Please. Randy has always been that type of guy. I mean, it lays dormant until he needs to use it. But I'm just saying, if that's what they come up with, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. He was talking to his kids this whole time, having a conversation about them and how much he had missed running and doing everything that he wanted to do with his life. And he also thanked his wife for never judging him, always pushing him to do it and holding his family down while he was out on the road for years. And that takes a very strong woman to do that. And to be able to maintain your family and to be able to maintain your father's love like that, that has to be difficult and hard. But she's been able to do it. And you know, she got lonely bed too. I want my man at home next to me. You know what I'm saying? I won't be able to roll over and touch stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little difficult, you know. But hey, sometimes when you marry, there are certain things that you are going to be able to do because you love them and you're willing to do it because that's what makes them happy. And turnabout is fair play. AJ Styles will do what's necessary to make his wife and children happy. And I think this is the first step. So, congratulations to you, AJ Styles, on a banger of a career. Not many people would be able to retire the way that you have and live to tell their stories and be able to actually enjoy the fruits of their labor. So, this right here is something that is unheard of. So, congratulations. I hope you enjoy your retirement. And congratulations on your induction in the WWE Hall of Fame. It has been well earned. Okay? Well earned. So, everybody was there. Frankie Kazarian was there. Abyss dressed up. Okay? Abyss was there. Omos was there. Even the Good Brothers showed up. Gallows and Anderson were also invited and showed up, and all of the superstars from SmackDown and Raw, and I believe NXT, were all there on the stage looking at AJ Styles because The Undertaker wrote down and inducted and told him about him being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So he will join Stephanie McMahon as the second inductee into the Hall of Fame this year, and you gotta love that. You gotta love that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys on Wednesday when we finish talking about, you know, we're going to talk about NXT because there's a whole bunch of stuff going down in NXT. But we're going to talk about WWE some more, okay? And some of the things they need to do to make some changes so they can start turning a profit, number one. Number two, change the product so some people can start getting some opportunities and feuds can start get rolling. And number three, the biggest thing, get these ticket sales back up and get people interested in wrestling again. You are supposed to be the leader in wrestling. You can't be out here looking like a slouch. Get it together. But we're going to talk about all of that and more on Wednesday because Wednesday is Freestyle Wednesdays. So I expect to see y'all big-headed asses back in these comments again. Not agreeing, disagreeing, loving, not loving what I'm saying. And I appreciate y'all for doing it. Thank you so much for coming. I love you. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.